Hey guys, once again here bringing on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video, and so today we're going to jump into the new burst mode for the GT Red Zone. I was going to say Omega, but it's the Sin, obviously the last stage, right? We're going to jump in and get the missions done here, which as usual with these burst modes is to get 6,000 points. You can obviously get more if you want to throw on more modifiers, make it more of a challenge, but to beat all the missions you just have to get 6,000 points. So there's two different categories to do it with: GT Heroes and Final Trump Card. We're going to start off with GT Heroes. I will do a run for Final Trump Card as well. Obviously, as I always say for these burst mode videos, as long as you get the 6,000 points with one team, so ideally use your best team first, then you can always just do the mission for the other category by just putting on that modifier. So say we do GT Heroes first, we can take all the modifiers off, just put the only Final Trump Card modifier on, so we'll only get 1,200 points, but then the event won't have any extra difficulty or any extra modifications. You can just smash through it and then get that last mission done, and then you'll have them all done. I always try and do 6,000 point runs either way, just because I know some people will only be able to get the 6,000 points of one team, so I do like to show both. But we're going to start off with GT Heroes. So we've got that one selected. Obviously for GT Heroes we have to have the only one team, super type of each kind. Obviously we couldn't do extreme for GT Heroes. You could do either or for Final Trump Card depending on how you build the team. We've got the 500 or less team cost. All the ceiling, stunning, attack lowering and stuff is disabled. That's fine. We expect that from difficult events anyway. We've given him the 15% damage reduction. Then we haven't given him the attack raise in the later stages. We can give him the bare minimum attack raised by 5%, because 5% isn't a lot, but it gives 520 points. So it's worth it. No extra defense, no extra HP there. 100% extra HP here, because again, 560 points. We haven't got the reduced damage thing. We've got the key spheres. Type disadvantage key spheres will hurt you. No key minus, and then no items and no support memories is fine, right? And then this is the team that we're going to use. I don't know actually if... Can we get away with the 400? I'm assuming we can't. No, I didn't think so, because we've got a lot of LRs. So go ahead and do that. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. One unit of each typing. GT Heroes has some good units on it, but then we got some like shaky units. Like I put the first 4 units in the team, and then straight away was kind of like, okay, who do I put on? Who do I put on the team next? But let's go ahead and jump in. Honestly, with the LR Super Saiyan 4s, like the 7 years, it shouldn't be a huge struggle. We haven't given him that much extra like attack and defense power. So of course, typically we're starting with both the 7 years on the first turn. So we'll see how this pans out. I mean, we have Int Goku, who hopefully could go slot 1 on the next turn and not let us down completely. But so you have been... Are you sealed? What does he do in slot 1? I can't remember. Yeah, he does. Annoying. All right, well, I guess we'll do this. Key not exceptional on this turn, but I guess that will do. Do that. Yeah, they've got the Super Saiyan 4's getting sealed straight away is pretty rough, considering we want them to get the build up and do as many supers as possible, right, to get those stacks. But it is what it is. We've got the 77% damage reduction turn 1, so obviously we eat that for double digits, and the follow-up attacks despite them lowering our defense. And then we can just go ahead and get these supers off here with the Super Saiyan 4's. We did get attack lowered, but the more supers we get, the better anyway for the permanent stacking, so it's not the end of the world. Obviously, using double GT, using double 7-year leads, we've got GT Heroes as one of their 170s, and of course Kamehameha is the extra 30. So a few of the units on the team are not getting the 200% leader skill. I'm not sure, actually I need to double check, because Pan doesn't count as being on Kamehameha, does she? Because I know Goku does the Kamehameha when he appears in the active, or does she do that in the active skill as well? Obviously, her normal super attack is not the Kamehameha. I actually can't remember. It's been a long time since I've used Tech Pan. And then I can't remember what the AGL, like that free-to-play Easy A Super Saiyan Goku, who for a free-to-play unit is actually pretty good. I can't remember what his super attack is as well. But most of the team are getting that 200% lead. Obviously, Pan is a character that stacks attack, but she's not the craziest defensively. So, you know, we might have to worry about her potentially in like future phases. But she does have the potential to stack up a lot of attack and do like the big active skill damage. We'll just have to kind of see how we go. But yeah, we should be okay here. Obviously, well, I mean, we'll be fine turn 1. double Super Saiyan 4 rotation is a bit annoying, especially with one of them being sealed, because we get a bunch of attacks off here, but we're not really doing damage, and we are not getting any, you know, build up. Of course, we get the hidden potential as well. Bunch of normal attacks, let's go. Alright, so turn 2. Oh, he's locked you in slot. Oh my goodness. He can lock or seal. We might actually just be dead. Just do that. Do this. He does have some dodge chance, I think, right? Oh no, I was looking at the STR one. Okay, well, we're probably just dead now. Well, what a great start. A burst mode with rotation locking. That's fun. Yeah, 200k. And he's attacking enough times that we die. Unless we get a dodge, we just die. Nice. Okay, so we got double Super Saiyan 4s on turn 1 again. And that Tech Goku, I think maybe might not have been the best choice, because he has taken a lot of damage. Even after supering, took like 120k from normals from the Shadow Dragons here. But this does set us up quite nicely, even though we got the lock here, which is not ideal. But we can go ahead and use the Great Ape transformation. So I think we're just going to go ahead and do that here and get Super Saiyan 4 Goku out straight away. Who got locked? Was it the trio? I don't want them to be locked in slot 1. So let me do this. Because if we know they're not going to super, Pan in slot 1 will be fine. So if we do that, and then grab these. So of course, double Super Saiyan 4s on turn 1, and one of them got sealed again. So that's kind of annoying. But at least here, with the damage from the Great Ape and then the following rotation, we should be able to kill here, and then we won't have to worry about the locking and that anymore. And of course, the thing about this stage, as annoying as it was when it came out, one of the big reasons that it wasn't as hard as the Broly stage, obviously firstly you can dodge, but the reason why it wasn't as difficult as the Broly stage when these first came out is that in the final phase we know that he super attacks at the end of the second turn. So you can obviously bring units or certain strategies to like counterplay that, right? Like if you have a character who's going to have a revival that turn, or like an action break, and obviously it would depend if like it's the only attack at the end of the turn. But there's some ways you could get around it because we know where the super attack is going to be. And so obviously that's something that will still be in play here in the burst mode, which will make things a little bit easier for us when we get to the end, right? So obviously Super Saiyan 4 Goku giving everybody the support is going to be really good. I should probably keep him on rotation. Like, as much as we want the 8 years to stack, it's, I guess, probably better for them to get floated off. Because Goku being on rotation obviously means getting this support buff for the 2 turns for everybody constantly, because he's going to be on rotation. Although, of course, by doing that here, it does mean that the 8 years actually won't even get to attack, because Goku will kill them here. Pan I don't think will, but Goku will, right? Yeah, Pan only with the 4 mil. Get the unit super, because obviously we're with a Goku. Get these stacks off. Additional normal. Get an additional super? Nope. Okay, so that's the good thing about not giving him that much attack. Because that's the thing, if you don't give them much of an extra attack bonus, then any unit that was good enough defensively when this stage first came out will be good enough defensively now, because we've only given him 5% extra attack. So it's not going to make the craziest deal. Obviously, these guys have guard. Can we trust Super Saiyan 4 Goku in slot 1? The problem is, if we don't put him in slot 1, we lose out 20% damage reduction and 70% extra defense. But is it better to put him in slot 2 on this turn? I mean, if he gets hit with a super, obviously that would be bad. But otherwise, it just makes more sense, I guess, for these guys to be in slot 1, because they do more. They're going to do more damage anyway. Let's do this. And then we'll do this. Of course, we picked up type disadvantage orbs with the gods, so with the Super Saiyan 4s, so that's not ideal. But Best case scenario for us for the turn is that he supers the Super Saiyan 4s after they've attacked, because they're just going to be eating anything here. Whereas Super Saiyan 4 Goku, not so much. I mean, after supering, he has got better defense than pre-super, but of course, the thing with him and the reason why he aged so quickly is because his passive, he wants you to put him in slot 1, but then he didn't have enough defense to be tanking in slot 1. I suppose for this event, he potentially would. But of course, in typical fashion, right, with the RNG, the way it goes, they didn't super in slot 1. So we could have just put Goku in slot 1 and he would have been fine. But of course, we had no way to know that. The Super Saiyan 4 is getting a bunch of extra stacks off. Get the crit. Yeah, see, we take double-digit damage and then we get the defense up. So we should tank this, I think. Yeah, 175. I mean, the thing is with this guy, I don't know how much damage this guy's going to take. Because how much HP have we got? I've got 200 odd K. And he's only getting hit once. So... Jeez. Yeah, probably don't bring that guy on the team. Fortunately, we do get the heal from Goku. I think maybe we float Pan. These guys, of course, have got no stacks because they got sealed on the first turn. But we can go ahead and do this. We've obviously got the support from Goku. It's obviously going to be very good here. And then we'll grab the same type orbs with Pan. So between the Super Saiyan 4s and Goku, they should do some reasonable damage here. We're still on fairly low HP, but everybody on the turn should tank relatively well. I mean, Pan would probably take a lot of damage from a super, but if we maintain this level of HP, we could potentially get the Year 8's standby and revival as well. So that's a 10 mil. Bearing in mind, of course, this is these guys technically their first turn actually attacking, so they build up nice and quick though. No crits, but we're still doing relatively good damage. And then Super Saiyan 4 Goku obviously is going to do some good damage here as well. And of course, after transforming, he has guaranteed crits for 4 turns, so he will crit here. Yeah, so nice damage from you. The additional, yeah, 18.2. And obviously everyone now has the buff, so Pam will do more damage as well. Or I guess Goku will just additional again and kill him. I'll take that. So, I mean, what we could do is, because we're going to have a Gogeta, we basically guarantee that, like, on the next turn, we've got a Gogeta, right? So, I could literally just do this. If there's no super in slot 1, which of course there won't be, because we know he supers at the end of the second turn, of course. So we can go ahead and put Goku there. And do this. Then we'll grab these, get the rainbow orbs for you. And then, yeah, grab those as well. So this is going to be a big damage turn. And then on the next turn, we can obviously transform the other Gogeta. And then regardless of what the rotation is, like we could put him in slot 3. And if he's not dead at that point, he'll counter the super, ideally. And if he doesn't, he'll just tank it, because his post-super defense will be so ridiculous, and on turn 1 he has 77% damage reduction, so it doesn't matter anyway. So we should have this in the bag here, although I think that Tech Goku on the next turn. He is. I mean, ideally we just kill him on the next turn, right? Because if we do enough damage here, the second Gogeta is going to be able to do his active skill. So, yeah, okay. Well, there you go. So, kind of got this wrapped up. It's funny with this event that it is really the beginning part that is the hardest. And considering we had a complete fish like the Tech Goku on the team, who took 200k from normals almost the entirety of the event. Because of course bringing Pan, I didn't even need to bring him. I could have put a different unit on because you only need to have one tech unit. Not sure who else would have been a great choice considering who's actually current and got easy A's on this team, but I suppose some of the older units will still be okay. That AGL Super Saiyan 2 Goku, who stacks, I think, would probably be a decent choice. I probably should have put him on the team instead of Pan, but it is what it is. So, as you can see, we are now on this turn, and this guy has absolutely no shot, because we can go ahead and fuse into Gogeta. We obviously see that there's the super at the end of the turn, but we can use the active skill. I mean, we would do this, right? Which obviously, if he was still alive at the end of the turn, we would be dead. But he's not going to be alive at the end of the turn. In fact, he's probably not going to be alive in a few seconds when we go ahead and do this. So it's definitely the start of the event that is the tricky part, right, with the locking and the sealing potential. But with how ridiculously busted the 7-year easy A's are, like once you get your rotation set up, like hopefully you just start with 1 on turn 1 and 1 on turn 2, and then you're going to be off to a great start. But there's Goggia with the super attack or the active skill with the crit, and then that's GG for Omega Shenron. So there you go, that is the GT Heroes run for the burst mode. Get the 6,000 points. One of the things that we often do in the Discord is a nice little sort of friendly rivalry with the Discord members to try and set the highest score. So if you want to set a score higher than just getting the 6,000, do let us know. Post your screenshots over in the Discord. Obviously the link to join the Discord is down below. Even if you don't want to take part in a little burst mode high score challenge, do go ahead and join the Discord, be part of the community. But yeah, that is all of the burst mode missions done, aside from the final trump card one. So the rewards aren't the craziest. Obviously the burst coins, the silver ones, are nice for being able to get some skill orbs. I don't really bother with buying the OSTs, so that's why I'm not hugely fussed about going for higher scores. So it's kind of fun to do the like challenge in the Discord and that, because it's the only reason why I actually attempt to get higher scores, just to see what we can actually push to. But yeah, the only mission is the final trump card one, so we will go ahead and do that one now. Okay, so we're going to do the final trump card mission. This gives you less points, so we had to modify the modifiers a little bit. So I've put on the from phase 2, the enemy's attack and defense raises by 6% with each turn. That shouldn't be a huge issue. It is only 6% each turn, and as we get towards the end of the event, it does become easier. We've got attack raised by 5% still on as well, and then I threw on the damage reduced, so anything 100,000 under 100,000 does 0 damage, and that pushes it back up to 6,020. All of the other modifiers are the same as before, so we're going to go ahead and jump in. I could have used a stronger team because both the 10th anniversary Dokkan Fests are on here, but I figured since we used double Super Saiyan 4 leads for the first one, we'll use double Goddess leads for this. So it's Power Beyond Super Saiyan or movie heroes. We've obviously got our unit of each type, so we're just going to go ahead and jump in and see how we get on. Now, obviously, the big thing is really double gods. Why is it giving me double leads turn 1 every single time? Yeah, the big thing about this is, of course, the 7 years will just absolutely dominate. You know, if you don't have the 7 years, I mean, the Super Saiyan 4s are on this team as well. I just figured since we used them for the first run, we would use a different unit or different couple of units on this run, right? So we should be all good to get the W here with a bunch of different units. It's kind of fun in a way with these burst modes going back to these events. Like some of these units obviously weren't out, like Go Tanks, the Super Easy A for AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Did anyone get sealed? No, no one got sealed or locked, apparently. I mean, I'll take that as a turn 1. Thank you very much. So let's go ahead and do this. Yeah, no, do that. I mean, we might actually, with no one being sealed, we very much might just one turn. We can't get 20 keys, so they won't get an extra super at the end. But we actually might one turn him here, because obviously the gods literally can't take damage. Gotenks after supering can't really take damage. I mean, I guess if he does the super, I'm pretty sure they don't do a Ki Blast super, so if Gotenks doesn't get the extra defense proc, he would take some damage, but he's not getting one shot. Gotenks, of course, being on Kamehameha because of the 12 key super, so he's getting the full leader skill from these guys. Because remember, anyone on Kamehameha, they added the extra key to the plus 30% part of the leader skill. So anyone who is on the Kamehameha category is getting the 200% to stats, but they're also getting 8 key from the 2 leads, right? So starting off at that slightly higher key level is pretty helpful. Obviously, the gods not getting crits is kind of awkward for the first phase here, and where the Super Saiyan 4s obviously kind of take that edge in this first phase of the fight because they don't need to crit and will be doing considerably more damage. But Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks obviously at 24 key gets guaranteed crits, so Does a nice big hit here. Obviously the 18 key super gives him a guaranteed additional. And then my Gotenks does have one dupe, so he has the potential to do another super as well, which would be nice, as they are guaranteed crits. That's a normal. Still does an alright chunk of damage, I guess. But yeah, that means we probably aren't going to kill him here, unless the gods, the friend gods, do actually clutch up. But the thing is, you don't really need crit in their hidden potential, because once they transformed, unless you get really unlucky with rainbow orbs, they're probably going to be critting very consistently. They are a tech unit, so they have level 5 crit anyway, right? So even at the bare minimum, they have a 10% chance to crit. But 10% obviously not particularly high, so we are not seeing many crits here, but doing a little bit. I mean, the thing for them is getting the stacks, and obviously then when they transform, like, they're just going to go ham. So I don't think we need to worry too much. It's just the fact that the first phase is annoying with the locking and sealing and stuff, depending on what he decides to do on this next turn. Because we're going to have the Boo duo in slot 1, who are not really an ideal slot 1 unit. Okay, so the Gamma's got locked in slot 3, which is actually fine. I mean, they probably... Would they be okay in slot 1 here? Goku does have the dodge chance, but doesn't have any sort of like damage reduction or anything. So if he gets hit... He does have the extra dodge before attacking as well. So yeah, maybe we'll just do this. Grab these for you. I want the int orbs for the Gammas, but although we can use their standby straight away, so might as well. I should have turned the animations off.
Keep that guy busy to buy me some time. Number 2, are you gonna?
I haven't used these guys much because obviously I didn't pull them from the 9th anniversary. I got my first copy off of the Carnival banner in part 1, so I haven't had a huge amount of opportunities to use them, but they're definitely better than I remember, having basically forgotten about them for like a year. But yeah, let's go ahead and do this, and then grab these for you, and then off we go. So Goku gets the dodge, takes the normal for double digits, so that's fine. Goku, obviously, this Dragon Fist Goku not on Kamehameha, so he only gets the 170 lead. He dodges the super, though, with the lower dodge chance after attacking, so let's go. And then these guys are able to get some stacks off as well. Obviously, if we drop to low enough HP, these guys standby could come in clutch for a bit of defense, but yeah, we threw them on the team as the physical unit. There's a couple of other options, like the physical Gogeta from the 9-year, who would probably have been really good here as well. With the event not cancelling dodge, like his target ability would be quite useful. But yeah, I don't think we will have to worry too much. And then, of course, we've got STR Gogeta, who works very nicely for the support. The gods straight away up to 900k defense with guard, so they're not going to be taking damage here. I guess we'll just grab all of those for you. Save Gotenks' active skill, because of course we just want to speed blitz the final phase, which shouldn't be too difficult. And then we can grab rainbow orbs for you. Because that's the thing, you see the gods start of turn defense, the gods and the Super Saiyan 4s, and then you have to remember that they also get more stats when you pick up the orbs with them as well. And the more orbs you pick up, the more they get. And then Gogeta gives a little bit of support as well with the rainbow orbs. Well, that's for attack mainly. So yeah, these guys, the 7-year EZAs are just absolutely ridiculous. Definitely worth picking up with red coins. If you're a newer player and you don't have them, you didn't pull them from the banner, obviously everyone's been able to get one of the anniversary headliner units for free. Definitely a worthy choice for your red coins for sure, with how ridiculous these guys are. All these attacks off here, all these stacks. I mean, literally start of turn 2 on a 200% team, because obviously we have 220 teams that they can be run on now. Start of turn 2, just under 1 million defense with no defensive support on the rotation, and that's before we picked up the orbs. Once I picked up the orbs, if we'd opened the menu again to check their defense, they should have been over 1 million. So 1 million defense in guard, with guard in slot 1 for an event like this. Obviously some of the new harder hitting bosses, you could still take a risk with them in slot 1. There is a risk that they would get supered and take some big damage, because 1 million defense and guard alone is not enough for some of these bosses now that are hitting for like 3 or 4 million. But for something like this, even on like the 200% or 170 lead, like these guys will be very comfortable in slot 1. Everyone on the team is going to be very strong defensively after attacking. So there's pretty much no way that these guys get taken out here, right? STR Gogeta, STR Super Gogeta, I think his Easy A, Super Easy A is really, really good. I think people don't give this guy enough props for like how good he is. Because after attacking, he can tank like 3-4 million supers, right? Depending on how many times he's attacked. Like if he's fully built up and you've got the rainbow orbs for him, like, he's really, really good. So these guys, they didn't get to attack as much. I don't really want to waste their transformation like first turn, so I might just do this with them. And then let's put you there. Do that. And then do that. Because, yeah, I mean, I don't know how much damage this phase does with his super attack, because we've only given him the 5% extra attack. Like, with the defense that they've got and guard, there's no way he's, like, one-shotting them in slot 1. So, at least we give them the opportunity here to get an extra stack before we go ahead with the transformations. But then here we are again in the third phase, and this is where we can now just start going crazy. We got the all the active skills. Let's get the we don't want to see all of these animations going off here, but we can literally go ahead and use the standby attack with Gamma 2. Obviously we've gotten a certain number of charges. We could charge it up more if we really wanted to, but we obviously just want to kill him in the 2 turns here before he actually gets a chance to do his big super at the end of the second turn. So we just go ahead and do this, transform with the gods, get the rainbow orbs out for them. Yeah, look at that. 8 orbs with 4 rainbows. And they are at 1.8 million start of turn. 77% damage reduction. We got, what, 4 rainbow orbs? So they have a 70% chance to dodge as well. So there you go. The gods not getting any support from the Gammas, but because they only support, is it only special? No, they support superheroes as well, right? So bit of support on the rotation. I was thinking only special pose, which means Gotenks would be getting some support. But yeah, I think they support superheroes as well. So these guys, decent crit chance as well because of the rainbow orbs. They get off a bunch of attacks if you get enough orbs and enough ki. So it's very possible that the blue boys just destroy Omega here in slot 1 with all these attacks. And then if they don't, Gotenks on the active skill turn with this support is probably just going to finish him off. But look at that, some big hits coming out here from the blues. Additional normal. Yeah, even that. Additional normal with a crit. 12 million damage. Okay. Well, there you go. So that's the final trump card 6,000 points run. So that's both teams, GT Heroes and final trump card, 6,000 points on the new Sin Shenron Red Zone burst mode. Let me know how you guys got on with your teams down below in the comment section. Did you get the did you do the full runs for both, or did you do, like I said at the beginning, right, where you can just throw on the off category and blitz through it just to complete the mission? And if you are going for a high score, like I say, join the Discord, post the screenshots, let me know in the comments what your high score in the stage is, because I feel like, as I say, with the first part being the most difficult, once you get past that with some of these crazy teams, you could probably set some insanely high scores. But let me know how you guys get on down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.